Good evening, everybody. We're here at Dallas Jesuit, and we're in a little bit of a closet here tonight, but we're excited. My esteemed colleague, Dalton Jernigan, Chris Herron, here to call Southlake versus Jesuit, and we're excited. Dalton, a lot of things on the line here tonight. Dallas Jesuit, 6-6. Southlake's in here. They got a lot of firepower on offense. What do you think it's going to be like?
Well, I think tonight's going to be huge. We're not technically in the playoffs yet, but this game might as well be a playoff game. Southlake started off super hot with big wins over ESD in the beginning of the season, but they've been on they've lost in the last 3 out of 4 games they played in. So they want to get some momentum as they get closer to the playoffs. I got to think they're going to make the AA bracket. And then for Dallas Jesuit, they've dealt with a lot of injuries this year. They're 6-6, very unusual. They're the defending state champs. So it is crucial that they get the win tonight so they can make that AA bracket. If not, there's a high possibility of them falling into the single A, which happens down here in Texas. You have your top 10 teams that advance to the AA division, and then everybody else in the A division will play in an A championship. So you have a AA championship and a single A championship. They started a few years ago, similar to the structure they have for football for the UIL program.
Yep, Cooper Coleman, the Jacksonville commit for the Rangers of Jesuit. See if he can hold the Moreno and Brother company and Skanga from pumping a few goals past him. So, but again, we take it to the other side. Talking to Coach Frady, that defense, they showed a lot of promise against ESD, so they're going to be coming out here rolling.
Yeah, I think obviously those are the big names. Mandero, Skanga, got to get the offensive going. But the games where Southlake's had a lot of success, they've also done it by a couple of the other players, especially the freshmen. The Sheehan kid did a phenomenal game against ESD that we called in the beginning of the season. Very fast, executed in between the lines, generated a lot of offense in transition.
Yep, and the other side of it, too, you got that Neil Chenoy kid going to Vermont. Jesuit really doesn't have a faceoff guy this year, so we're looking for them to control the ball a little bit more during this game and see how it comes out.
Yeah, and I think for Jesuit, not sure if Foley's going to play. Beckett, the lefty, who was crucial in their state championship run last year, but they've been dealing with a lot of injuries. So hopefully they have some players back that they'll be healthy and get a little bit more offensive firepower.
Well, we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. We're going to be right back after this. This is game one of the Texas High School Lacrosse Game of the Week here on Game On Sports Network.
Incredible programmers. We ask this in your names. Amen.
All right, we're back after the anthem. Getting ready for the start here. Southlake rocking the OD green uniforms tonight. I think Jack Monero's pretty fired up about that because the Army commit is going to be getting used to wearing some of those colors here soon. As we get both teams huddling up for the final words before the opening face-off here.
And the Cardinals are on the clock.
I heard. Did they? Who was the first pick overall? Was it
Bryce Young? That was a no-brainer.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Duh.
And then CJ went to the Houston Texans.
How dare I ask that question?
Yeah.
But you know,
in addition to Texas High School Game of the Week, this will also be the draft spectacular.
So for those of you also playing the home game, mute your television on ESPN and crank up the volume here on Game On Sports Network so you can listen to us call this game here.
And the recommendation I heard, several folks, they were telling Pat McAfee today, got to stay off Twitter during the draft. Got to watch it live, authentic reactions.
Yeah, I can dig that, you know. Speaking of authentic crowd or viewer reactions, we did have some very, very nice fans give us some compliments on the Game of the Week broadcast. And again, we mentioned in the pregame that it was game one. We're going to be also calling the Southlake ESD game tomorrow night at Highlander. Or, no, it's not Highlander. The Scots. right? Where's it, Highlander?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Highlander Stadium.
The newbie in me, I haven't been in Dallas that long, so.
Well, you have lost a game there.
Wow, that's right. For those of you that also don't know, I did coach against Coach Jernigan and Coach Moses when he was at Highland Park, and I was with the Mountain Vista Eagles out in Lone Tree, Colorado. As the opening faceoff gets picked up by Southlake. Moser with the rock. And a successful clear for the Dragons. And they get their first attempt here coming in on offense.
Yeah, already getting those freshmen in.
Looks like there's an offsides call. And it's going to go back to the Rangers. It's Fernandez getting the ball down to the attack. As Mercer Fernandez, the senior attackman, with the rock behind the cage, getting the ball back up top. We could see, again, the last time we called the Jesuit game, a lot of patience on the offensive end by them. I just think it didn't really end up the way they wanted it. Obviously, the 1-goal loss to the Eagles of ESD as we get a look down the alley here.
And that's pretty standard for Dallas Jesuit. That's a staple of just the discipline that Coach Saran instills in his program.
Yeah, Coach Duran, the 18-year vet here as a high school head coach for the Rangers. 4 state titles, 16, 17, 21, and last year, 2022. We get Cameron Martin with a look. Going back to the inside shot, saved by Moser. And the rebound's going to be corralled in. Solid job right there in front of the net by the Southlake defense to help the goaltender out.
Oh, that might have been a first desk pop.
A little bit. Looked like a little bit of a desk pop there going up. As they're fighting for it on the ground. Tough GB right there by Quinn Tyler. Does he draw the flag? Nope. The refs are going to let him play here early in the game.
And the fans do not like it.
Nope, they do not like that. Maybe thought it was going to be a trip call. And the Rangers get possession back. Solid look in front of the net there by Cam Martin. Let's see if they continue to generate the offense out of him as the ball swings back over to Fernandez.
Good patience, but kind of an unusual shot for Dallas Jesuit. That was a pretty low-angled shot.
Cole Schmidt with the ball. Looked like an attempted shot that was blocked. And Moser is going to pick that one back up. As we get Jack Monero out of the box. Looking to take control here. Early shot goes high. And it's going to be backed up by the Dragons. We got some armchair quarterbacks out there already. Caliglio with the ball. As we get Quinn Tyler with it back up top. And Sheehan looking to conduct some things for the Dragons. Here's they get their second attempt on offense. Sheehan rolling back. Slide from Jesuit going from the low pipe back to Monero. Monero up the hash. Sits, patience. Solid job by the Army commit to maintain possession of the ball. But it's just a little bit too much there early.
Yeah, it's just hanging on the ball too much, and that's kind of a tough go. I mean, he tried to go through the meat grinder a couple times, got away with it first time, and then got exposed right there that led to the turnover.
Yeah. Nice job by Sheehan drawing the slide, getting 2 guys to the ball. I think Monero just wanted it a little bit too much. But again, rightfully so. Out of the senior attackman, headed to play for Coach Alberici and the Black Knights here next year. As we get Fernandez getting the ball back up top to Hobbs.
Yeah, Jesuit's doing a nice job in possessing and controlling the game right now. Just got to work on getting better and higher scoring opportunities. So they've had 2 shots.
Shot and a save right there by Moser.
Nice
rebound picked up and a goal right there by Cameron Martin. It looked like Schmidt and Grayson Kissick working together on that wing. Attempted shot. And it looked like Martin was there to take out the trash.
Yeah, great job crashing the boards. Put that in basketball terminology. Good place shot inside, going off stick hip.
Moser seeing the ball early so far. A couple of saves originally in those early possessions by the Rangers. But they end up capitalizing, and it's 1-0. Just under 8 minutes left here in the first quarter. Scrum there by the sideline. Ref still letting him play. Ball finally rolls out of bounds. For those of you that don't really watch too much lacrosse, the football sidelines are not the lacrosse sidelines. So if it looks like they were playing out of bounds, they were not.
And shout out to our friends down south. Houston Texans making moves.
Oh, yeah?
Trading to the number 3 pick.
Ooh.
And going with Will Anderson.
Oh, there you go.
Edge out of Alabama.
Double duty tonight here. A little bit of a draft update as we're calling lacrosse here too. Pass to the inside. Oh, it looked like he was going to go for the behind-the-back shot.
He should have thrown that.
Pumped it a little bit. But Southlake is electing to show some patience here on offense as we get an initiation behind the cage. Back up top to Bouchard. Freshman showed some pretty good stuff the last broadcast we had against the Eagles. As there's going to be a solid stick check shown right there by Luke Freeman. And it goes back to the Rangers. That's a nice looking overpass right there. Freeman with it. Looking to make something happen himself with his legs. And a ride back right there by the Utah commit. Skanga, heavy stick check right there. Gets the ball back for the Dragons. And he's looking to press here on offense. Shot bounces high. It's going to be backed up by Bouchard.
Yeah, it really seems like Southlake just hasn't found their groove offensively. They're just almost kind of panicking, forcing a lot of these shots, running into double teams right into the middle of that defense.
The anticipation was probably certainly killing them after this game getting postponed. Originally scheduled for last Thursday. Moved to this Thursday, which is why those of you at home get the wonderful opportunity to hear myself and Mr. Jernigan over here 2 nights in a row. As we get the ball back to Fernandez. And back up top to Kissick. Crowd starting to slowly pour in here on this Thursday night here in Dallas Jesuit. There's another look back pass over to Kissick. Down the alley by Fawcett.
Oh.
Shot rebound. It's going to be picked up by Schmidt and back over to Fawcett. Step in shot and a save by Moser again. Rebound out in front. Southlake defense does a good job again, helping him corral the ball back into his own crease. And here comes a transitional opportunity for the Dragons. Quinn Tyler with the ball past the inside. Jesuit swarming on the ball.
Yeah, I really like that offensive action by Jesuit. You had Schmidt come up and set the up pick, passed it down, and he slipped inside. It was a great look. I think that defender just did a good job getting his stick in that passing lane.
You got Feathers and Tilden and Marthy all swarming at the lacrosse ball there in that transitional opportunity. Solid look by Tyler to the inside there.
Yeah, Southlake almost did a good job of making Dallas Jesuit pay. You had that defenseman slide up, which you never want in transition, a defender to slide upfield. You always want to slide across, sit back, and wait until they get to 12 to slide. They were able to capitalize.
Yep, and it looked like Declan Ray, D-Mitty for the Dragons, with the attempted shot, tried to roll past somebody. And the window of opportunity, as they say, closed a little bit too soon for him. As we get Skanga with the ball now up top, looking to make something happen. Alley dodge. Gets caught hanging the stick a little bit, but manages to corral it. Looking for Quinn Tyler, but he's getting pressed. S-dodge underneath, and the ball's checked out again. Bouchard trying to keep the ball on the deck.
Yeah, Skanga's just really kind of forcing it right now.
Yep. Refs are going to keep it with Southlake. Looked like it went off a Dallas Jesuit player, according to that officiating crew over by GLE, and Bouchard is going to look to bring the ball back in. Southlake, again, trying to get something going here early with Coniglio down the alley. as he rolls back. Skanga trying to conduct the offense from the back corner. Shot just goes wide. And Quinn Tyler there to back it up for the Dragons.
Ooh, gives a little kick of the stick there.
Ooh. That is not a delay of game. It's just some extracurricular activity.
Maybe an unsportsmanlike, but
could
not
be,
a delay.
More of a flag than a delay. But sweeping up top attempt. Quinn Tyler popped open from deep.
Oh,
shot by Skanga is going to be corralled by Cooper Coleman. Mentioned in the pregame, the Jacksonville commit with the save right there, seeing the ball.
Yeah, it seems like that might have came out of frustration, just pulling up from 20.
Yep.
Oh, desk pop.
That definitely was a desk pop. Going.
Southlake lucks out on that one.
Yep. And it goes right back to the Dragons. Let's see if they can try to attack early here. But there's going to be a timeout. And it looks like Coach Duran wants to have a quick conversation with his defense. And if you're Coach Frady, what are you talking to the offense here coming out of this timeout about?
Well, they're just holding the ball, and that's killing their offense. Dallas Jesuit's doing a good job on their approaches. They're very disciplined. They're leading with 6. They got their stick out in front, and then they're doing a great job on the slides. But because they're holding on to it and they're trying to re-dodge those slides instead of moving it forward and attacking that backside, that's why they're not generating any offense, and they're not getting good offensive looks. So I'm telling, if I'm Coach Frady, one, take a deep breath, stop gripping your sticks too tight. I think they definitely feel the pressure, especially they've lost the last 3 out of 4 games. But they got to get back to just, fundamental offensive motions and generating slides, kicking it through X or up top, and then attacking the weak side. They got to start flipping the field.
Yep. And as you could tell, if you're watching the broadcast, we're obviously certainly watching the game, but you can see Skanga on that last one trying to tell, I believe it was either Bouchard or somebody to start sending it to the other side of the field after that initial dodge. Bounced away, and then they just keep electing to roll back. And good offense in lacrosse, for those of you that don't know, is you never want to dodge back into where the ball just came from. You can look for a through lane, potentially, with people stepping into gaps. That's if you can get the defense to slide and be in the middle of their recovery. But always want to change or flip sides of the field.
Because that's the soft spot of the defense.
Yes, exactly.
And we have another pick that's in. And Indianapolis Colts. Our good friend Pat McAfee's got to be happy. They finally got a quarterback.
There it is.
With drafting Anthony Richards out of Florida.
Sam Sheehan sweeping across the top there as we get another draft update here by my colleague. Inside roll by Tyler. It's going to be pressed. And it looks like he stepped. I guess not. Thought originally it was going to be a crease call. But they're going to call a push. As Monero limping his way into the reset position.
That was the right move by Quinn Tyler. And taking advantage of that aggressive slide on the inside roll. Just need to get that shot off quicker.
Yep, using the size and the length that he has. It's past the inside towards Skanga, is going to go at his feet.
Yeah,
and we're going to get the over and back call. No, we're not. We're going to get a push in the back again by the Rangers. And it's going to go back to Southlake again. As Skanga looks to initiate again for the Dragons. Looking back, trying to survey the field and feed. Looked like he wanted Quinn Tyler on the inside, but he was covered. You get another initiation by Coniglio. And back up to Skanga, stepping in. Shot wide. And the race to the end line is going to be called to the Rangers here.
Yeah, the great heads-up play by the Colorado College commit, Billy Robertson, chasing that out.
Yeah. Ball gets stripped out, though. Transitional opportunity. Shot wide again. Race to the end line again. And there it is again, Billy Robertson.
Going 2 for 2.
Backup. Solid hustle right there. Out of the senior for the Rangers. Southlake putting their foot on the gas pedal here, trying to ride this ball back. Solid jump right there in the middle of the field, but Jesuit does a good job corralling it. Shot just goes high by Fernandez, and it's backed up by Martin.
Aggressive slide by Williams there.
Yeah. Trying to really take advantage of those opportunities in the ride. Schmidt's going to swing the ball back over. You get Kissick with it. We got Brody Hobbs looking to initiate. Solid split move right there. Southlake not sliding. Shot gets saved by Mimoser. But the race is going to be awarded to Southlake. And they go back on the offensive here as Mimoser gets the ball into the clear. Solid pass over there in the middle of the field. Ride by the Rangers. Pretty heavy here. Oh, little hockey move right there by Quinn Tyler. And we get Sam Sheehan trying to settle some things down for the Dragons as he sweeps across the top. And back over to Monero. Monero's younger brother Julian coming out of the box, looking to work together with his older brother as that ball swung over. 30 seconds here left in the first as Monero attempted dodge, gets swarmed up by Jesuit.
Yeah, Southlake just continues to dodge into those slides and those double teams.
Pass back up top. Again, another transitional opportunity. Skip pass over to the other wing. Is going to go past the stick of Ty Robertson.
Great look, but unfortunately, you got a snatcher over there.
Yep. And that's going to do it. Or we get a call here by the refs. There's 1 second left here in the first. 1-0 Jesuit over Southlake. And we're going to see what the call might be. It looks like somebody must have stepped out of bounds because they're going to give the ball back to the Rangers. As there's 1 second left. An attempted shot goes right into the stomach.
Soaked that like a champ.
Yeah, he really did. Showed no emotion. Well, the teams are going to take a break. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back here shortly for the second quarter after this. All right, and we're back here for the start of the second quarter. And Dalton, the first quarter looked like all the guys that are technically the guys for that Southlake offense just pressing too much.
Yeah, they're going to get back to playing fundamental offensive lacrosse. You saw Dallas Jesuit benefit because they were very patient. They had multiple slides. They weren't trying to score on the first dodge, and that's where you saw Southlake do that. They pressed, they tried to run into double teams, they tried to redodge the slides, and that resulted in not generating any points on the offensive end.
Yeah.
If they settle in and they start moving the ball and attacking the weak side, I think that first quarter could have easily been 4-1 Southlake.
Yep. It looked like Cooper Tilden is also giving Neil Shenoy, the Catamount commit for Vermont, a little bit of some trouble here at the X so far. As we finally get the AC kicking on here in the press box, I was starting to sweat a little bit. And we get Martin with the ball behind for the Rangers. Back up to Schmidt. Jesuit trying to control the tempo here. As you can see, their patience on offense showing here early. Pass to Schmidt. Jump shot bounce is going to sting the top right corner. A little going back to the old Jesuit way and showing that patience on offense. Schmidt popped open in the middle of the field, and he let that right corner know who's boss at that point with that bounce shot from the inside.
He did an excellent job. That was just great off-ball offense, cutting through the center of the defense, and then just dropping an absolute hammer of a bounce shot.
Yep. Running through the ball. Not just to it, run through it. Catch it deep behind the ear. And then let that thing fly.
Yeah, it really seems like Tilden has Shinoy's number tonight.
Yeah. Going with the counter moves early. Going with the
feeling
rake.
it.
Another shot. Bouncer is going to go in again. And that's Schmidt again with his second goal of the game. Showing it with the left hand, though, this time.
And then showing off a little gladiator.
Yeah.
Are you not entertained, Selly?
Yeah. Is this not why you were here? Showing that. And the Jesuit faithful certainly like that last one. And the Rangers take a 3-0 lead here over the Dragons. So again, like we mentioned in the pregame, kind of the do or die time right now at 6-6. Jesuit trying to make a statement here, continuing to add to their lead as they're scrapping off the wing here on the faceoff. They're going to call interference on Jesuit, though, and it's going to be awarded to the Dragons.
Yeah, you take out that violation, I think Tilden gets another win.
Yep. Lacrosse face-off is an enigma to some people, but if you can find a guy that can mix it up with different looks, rakes, quick rakes, sweeps, clamps.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
I'm not your guy, friend. As we get Monero swinging the ball back up top. A little action over here with Skanga and the two-man. As the pass goes back down to Bashaw at X. The freshman for the Dragons looking to try to make something happen as he surveys coming up the righty hash. And it's going to go back down below. Caniglio, shot, goes high. Race to the end line is going to stay with Southlake. Solid hustle right there by both parties out of Jackson Fagan and Jack Monero. Trying to conduct the offense once again. Sam Sheehan. And Southlake attempting to continue to try to flip sides of the field here. Little two-man. Solid show right there by the Jesuit defense. As Monero takes it down the alley, pass to Bouchard. Is wide open on the inside, shot and a goal, and there it is. And after the play, a little laundry there. Looked like Monero did a solid job throwing it forward. Quentin Tyler saw Bouchard in the middle of the field, and the Dragons get their first goal of the night.
And kudos to Monero, threading the needle on that pass, barely avoiding that defender stick in the passing lane. Great off-ball cut there and finding that open spot in the middle by the freshman, Bouchard. And then I think he took one right in the chin.
Yep. For those of you that saw that replay, when the defender puts his stick up, there's actually a window that makes a V between the shoulder and the shaft of the lacrosse stick. You want to try to throw it right through that window. And that's exactly what Monero did. And because of that solid job on offense by Tyler and Monero, you get Bouchard, the freshman, capitalizing for the Dragons. But here come the Rangers again off the faceoff.
Yeah, great faceoff win by Jesuit, and then loose ball scooped up by Billy Robinson.
Yep, Cooper Tilden showing up here big.
That long stick midi position equivalent to your cornerbacks.
Yep.
Which, speaking of which, Seattle Seahawks taking the first cornerback of the draft, Devon Witherspoon. Kudos to Russell Wilson because of that pick.
Yep. One of our producers in
here is
very
happy about it.
Pretty fired up about that.
Now the hair makes sense.
Yeah.
Got that green Seahawk mohawk.
There it is. Got a couple other Seahawk fans out here. Our other colleague from the 3D system, Mr. Christopher Nye.
Isn't he supposed to be on the sideline? He's our sideline reporter.
Yeah, he's taking the night off. He's got to watch the draft. So as we get the Rangers back with the ball on offense, looking to continue to add to their lead and make the Dragons chase them on the scoreboard. Shot. It's going to hit the back of the net, but the wrong back of the net. And Moser is going to get this Southlake defense trying to clear the ball. Ooh, nice little job finding the open man there. Pass skipped all the way across to Tyler. It looked like it got tipped as it was going through traffic. Hits Tyler's stick though at the end, and the Rangers get the ball back. Those look like Caniglio was looking to initiate there for the Dragons. You can kind of see a couple of guys trying to quarterback the offense for the Dragons. But again, slowly trying to chip away. But the Rangers.
Yeah, to be honest, Chris, I don't hate that pass. I think it was a good look. Just need to have a little bit more of an effective pass.
Pass led to a shot. Saved again by Moser. Looked like it hit him right in the chest.
Oh, big GB.
Yeah, solid ground ball right there.
And a beautiful backhand bouncer pass.
Yeah, showing off the skill there. The Southlake defense working their way back towards their offensive end.
Oh, what a bullet.
As we get the ball cleared, transitional opportunity for the Dragons.
Yeah, Sheehan can be dangerous in the transition game.
Down to the wing. Back through Bouchaw over to Tyler. Skanga coming out of the box, finding Monero for a righty alley dodge. Pulls up, sees nothing. Down to Caniglio again.
That was the matchup he wanted.
Yep.
Jesuit did a nice job. Luke Freeman sliding there to get help for Schmidt.
Looked like Schmidt is denying Skanga the ball. Looks like they're going with a straight shutoff. He's face guarding him at the moment. We get another pass back down to Caniglio at X. He's going to survey the field.
And Chris, that's common. I mean, Schmidt has 2 out of 3 of their goals. He's one of their better offensive players, especially with Foley out. If you get an offensive midi trap.
And a shot and a goal. The Army commit, Jack Monero, with his first goal of the night, gets the Dragons within 1. And that's it. That's the stuff you were exactly talking about, right? The patience, flipping sides of the field, dodging, pass, dodge, pass, dodge, and that was it right there. As Monero capitalizes with that alley shot.
Well, and I got to commend Monero. He does a good job. He gets hung up, resets his hands. The defender's stick was up top, so he opted to drop his hands, shoot around that defenseman. Looked like a little bit of a Sladink action there.
Yeah.
Nice high bouncer.
Yep, Shinoy gets his first clean win of the night at the dot. As we'd mentioned before, Cooper Tilden certainly giving him his best effort right now. As we get to a 1-goal game here. Clearing pass ends up in Quinn Tyler's stick right there. Bouchaw surveying an X again. Trying to find another open teammate as the Jesuit defense is electing to go to him quite early at the moment.
A lot of physicality there on that pick.
Get a sweep again.
Roll back. A lot of palms up from the sidelines.
Yeah, looks like we got one cradle too many there. Cradled it out of his stick. And the Rangers looking to attack here, potentially in transition. Cutter. Ooh, and there's going to be another little extracurricular right there. Flag is down. They elect to not throw the second flag.
I was about to say we were going to have another flag. It was going to get a little messy. Might need to get your brooms because it's a mess.
Oh, my God. Well, thank you, Mr. Huggins. I appreciate that. For those of you that can't tell, we're kind of big movie quote guys, I would say.
I don't want to live in Rainbow Land.
This is America. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Camp Radio 12.
That is from the campaign. Somebody asked me the other day, they were like, what are you guys talking about half the time? I'm like, movies. Because I have no idea what you guys are saying sometimes. So, they weren't a big movie person, though. So
okay. Well, moving to other subject matters is you got Paris Johnson, the offensive tackle out of Ohio State, getting picked up by Arizona Cardinals. So the local
shot and a bouncer's going high past Moser. Grayson Kissick with the step down in the middle of the field. And I don't know the general theme going on right now, but it looks like somebody was watching some film on Moser because all of these goals so far have been high bouncers.
Well, those high bouncers are going to be tough for any goalie to stop because, you know, a lot of goalies, you want to start attacking that ball. Those high bouncers are usually shot a little farther away, so you can't necessarily smother that. And as you give it more time, you're going to increase your margin of error as a goalie to stop those.
As we have Coach Jernigan has had a long experience coaching goaltenders. His collegiate experience at the University of Tampa. Shout out to former colleague and co-worker at that institution, Mike Ryder.
Yep.
Big fan.
Lived on his couch.
Big fan of the Publix chicken sandwiches, that guy.
Yeah, the Publix chicken.
That's good. That's good stuff. As the Rangers take a 4-2 lead after that last goal by Kissick. Schmidt. A little skip pass down.
Oh, nice.
Looking for another skip to go up top, but it's going to be picked off.
And for those youth lacrosse players out there watching the game, excellent job by the defenseman bringing the ball into the crease and setting it down, not throwing it back to the goalie, because a lot of times you end up scoring on your own goalkeeper by doing that.
Yeah, it was a bullet pass over to Quentin Tyler, and it looked like there was an illegal procedure by the Rangers, and Southlake still keeps the ball after they swarmed on Quentin Tyler during that clear. As Skanga winds up and goes, shot goes wide, and it's backed up by the Dragons. As we get a look here from X. Coming up the hash. Skanga again with the ball.
Yeah, they just really kind of killing their offensive motion by just getting the ball and holding it. You want to attack right away on that second dodge and certainly attack the weak side.
Roll back by Skanga, shot and saved. Looks like a new goaltender in there for the Rangers. Looks like Cooper Coleman has exited the field of play. So get a shot high and stings the top left corner by Skanga. Finally found his happy place like Happy Gilmore. That was a bullet. Wow. The Utah commit letting people know that even though he missed the cage in that last attempted shot, that he could still bring it from distance. Cameron Bear, a freshman, for the Rangers in the net. And Southlake is going to pick up the ball off the faceoff there. Solid job by Chenoy with the through the legs win. And here come the Dragons, still chipping away, keeping that score within one. We get Bouchard swinging it over to Monero.
Yeah, move it. Come on.
Just over 2:20 here in the second quarter. Jesuit up 4-3. As we get Caniglio back behind the cage again with the ball. It swings back up to Monero. Monero shot goes wide. And it's backed up again by the Dragons.
Really feeling those 15 to 17 yarders.
Yeah. Trying to bring it from distance. It's almost like a game of pig right now. Skanga called top left and stung it. Now Monero's trying to do the same thing. As we get Quinn Tyler, a little two-man action behind. Moving at the island. Box fake. Gets it, and he stings the low corner. Some nifty skill display right there by Quinn Tyler. He gets to the island. Little box fake. The defender for the Rangers bit on it, and he stung that bottom right corner, shooting right off his hip.
Yeah, it was a great job getting that defender to bite on that. You always, even if you think they're passing it, you're not sure, always throw an extra check there, especially early and on. They haven't had any slashes. But then an excellent job dropping his hand, shooting around that defender, making him screen the goalie.
And then Quinn Tyler, the junior for the Dragons, certainly showing some promise. And aspiring to be a collegiate level lacrosse player as well after the conversation that we had with Coach Frady. Just trying to find the right school. Skanga takes a shot and it's saved. Scrum right there. The back corner is going to be picked up by the Rangers, and here comes a transitional opportunity. Little 5-on-4 action, but Monero, the younger Monero, gets a strip right there.
Could have transition here.
Ball back to Quinn Tyler, looking down to Caniglio. Caniglio thought about passing it to the other side, but he's going to skip it to Skanga. Skanga shot saved. And it's still picked up and corralled by the Rangers. They're looking to try to clear it with just over a minute left here in the second. Tie ball game. They want to call, but they're not going to get it. Skanga's going to end up picking it up off the ride. And it looks like there's going to be a down player for the Rangers, as the training staff's going to come out and tend to him.
Yeah, and hopefully he's okay. I think that looked like a clean check. He obviously fell awkwardly. I think his leg might have given out there.
Yeah. That big knee brace right there on Jackson Fagan, the senior for the Rangers. Certainly something that you hate to see. Yep, so we're going to take a quick break while they tend to him. We'll be right back. And we're back here after training staff for the Rangers were tending to Jackson Fagan. He's walking off the field at the moment on his own power. Looked like maybe a little bit of a scare there. Usually if you're walking around with that knee brace on the one leg, you tend to get a little bit hesitant sometimes.
And we got the Las Vegas Raiders picking up Tyree Wilson.
The Chicago
Texas
Bears.
Tech product.
On the clock now, huh? I wonder who they're going to draft. 52 seconds left here in the first half. Jesuit 4, Southlake 4. And during that timeout, looks like Coach Frady wants his senior midfielder, Jack Moreno, with the lacrosse ball. The Jesuit defense digging in to face him.
Looks like
as Wiley Lent, the sophomore for the Rangers, is waiting in anticipation for this initiation dodge. As the clock is going to tick down. Clock is under the shot clock. So Southlake can take all the time that they may need. As we get a low look 1-4-1 by the Dragons.
Yeah, watch the Mumbo action.
Monero waiting. Looks like he's looking to the sideline, and there it is. Coach Frady gives him the go-ahead, and he starts his dodge on Lent. Pass down to Quinn Tyler. Goes towards his hips. Picked up by the Rangers. 11 ticks left here. Transitional opportunity still stepping in. Pass up top to the cutter. 4 seconds. Stripped away by Bouchard, dropping in on defense. Pass to the inside. Shot's just going to go over the cage as the clock winds down here in the first half. Jesuit came out strong, took a 3-0 lead, went back and forth, and Southlake was able to tie it up here. And it's 4-all. And we're going to be back for the first half recap and the start of the second half here in a little bit. But for now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with game 1 of 2 games for the Texas High School Lacrosse Game of the Week here on Game On Sports Network. All right, we're back. Just two minutes left here before the start of the second half. Jesuit 4, Southlake 4. And Dalton, looked like Southlake started to kind of find their own way here.
Yeah, they did a nice job. Once they settled in, they stopped forcing the ball. They stopped dodging into double teams and slides. Once they started attacking, kicking it forward either through X or up top and attacking the weak side, they started finding some success. And they just started to increase their shot selection. They dramatically increased and improved on that, whether it was off-ball play or just, hey, let's stop pulling up from 18 yards.
Yeah, Skanga finally found his home there with a solid little 14-yard step down, stinging that top left corner. And we slowly got Moreno going with his alley shot. But Jesuit doing a pretty solid job as well, especially the faceoff X.
Yeah, that's been a big surprise. He certainly had a lot of help from his wings and Billy Robinson. Looks like they're double polling, and they've brought Luke Freeman up.
Yep. Cooper Tilden, again, doing a pretty solid job against Neil Shinoy for the Dragons as they dig in to face one another here to start the opening face-off for the second half here. Counter move by Tilden. And there's still a scrum for it in the middle of the field. And it looks like it is going to be picked up by the Rangers. Nope, it's going to be an errant pass picked up by Quinn Tyler.
It was the right idea, especially as the long pole getting trapped in that double team along the sidelines, doing that backhand pass. But unfortunately, he shoveled it. When you're throwing a backhand pass, you want to keep that stick parallel. A lot of times we like to tell kids don't drop it below your waist, so then you don't get that big looping motion.
Yep, it's all in the wrists. Much like Chubbs Peterson, but not all in the hips, all in the wrist for the shovel pass there. As Southlake, again, starting to show a little bit more patience on offense, and Jesuit are looking to elect to put some heavy pressure on Skanga. As we get a dodge down the alley by Caliglio. Pass went at the feet of Bouchard. He's able to still corral it as he sends it back over to his teammate in Caliglio. And Moreno sweeping righty. Shot attempt going to be saved by the freshman for the Rangers. Rebound's going to be picked up by a midfielder for the Rangers.
Yeah, Cameron Barrett's having a fantastic night. Freshman stepping in for the senior.
And Max Fernandez, senior defensive midfielder, showcasing the speed there, picking up the rebound and legging it out himself. And Schmidt's going to hang with the rock as he swings it over to Zach Fawcett. And the senior looking to show a little bit of patience here as Grayson Kissick is going to look to work together with him. Shown pick up top, pass back to Kissick as he steps in with the short stick pressure on him. Ball's going to swing over and come back up the hash. A little bit of a lever pass right there by Ty Robertson. Alley attempt is going to be checked.
That could have been an intentional bounce pass.
Yeah, could have been showcasing the bounce pass ability. There's a shot going to go wide. Backed up by Cam Martin.
Little technical difficulties. Well. So I had misspoke in our open in terms of the breakdown. It's actually the top 8 teams in the Class A division will go into a AA bracket. If the season ended today, not including this game, obviously Highland Park, it's got to be number 1, 16-4. They've been on an 8-0 run. Their 4 losses have all been to programs outside of Texas: IMG, Deerfield, Torrey Pines, Loomis. And that spring break, them going for the first time in their history and playing the entire spring break. Most of the time you get a lot of pushback because kids want to go down to Mexico with the parents and stuff, but really paying dividends now. Then Westlake, who was number 1, they, I think, were probably hurt a little bit by not going away to spring break. That's where their 2 losses came to in ESD and Southlake. But they've been on a run ever since those 2 losses. They're 10-2, with wins against the Woodlands, Jesuit, St. Mark's. Number 3, you'd probably put in the Woodlands, who's been very hot, but we were surprised they got upset by Westlake recently, last week. ESD 10-3. They were really finding their groove. Similar, kind of got surprised, or the last game we called, got upset by Woodlands in a very low-scoring game. 5, St. Mark's, they're having a fantastic season. Wins against Southlake, Jesuit, losses to HP, Westlake, ESD. And then right now, especially if Southlake continues to hold on and maybe take the lead here, I put them at 6. They're sitting at 8-5 wins over ESD, first time in program history, and Westlake. Those are 2 massive wins for them. And then probably Dallas Jesuit, even though they're 6-6, because they've probably played the toughest schedule. And then it gets a little bit unclear. I would say in the mix would probably be Cy Woods out of Houston. They're 12-4, Memorial 12-6, and then Austin 10-4. But a lot of those programs just haven't had the same strength of schedule like the top 7 teams.
Heavy pressure in the ride by the Rangers. Bouchard attempted shot after the pass to the inside by Quinn Tyler. There's going to be a scrum there. And the Southlake faithful certainly displaying some nonverbal communication to the officials. As we get a little bit of intensity there, that last little bit towards the end, I guess there was a mishap with the shot clock.
Taking their frustrations out on their shakers.
Yes. These things are really starting to come through the audio right now. Not quite like the cowbell or the clappers that the ESD fans had, but certainly doing their job, making a ton of noise. But again, back to your point, I mean, with the whole spring break thing, I think that's something that is a positively going trend. Is there a shot and a save by Mimoser?
No, it totally makes sense. You got the #1 team in Texas that spent the most time working on lacrosse in spring break. I mean, you don't do it. That doesn't happen in any other sport. Doesn't happen with baseball. Doesn't happen with football. It just makes sense. You can't take big, long layoffs in the middle of your season and not expect that to affect, that second half.
Yep, absolutely. Again, it's the culture of the sport and making sure that you try to figure out what works culturally, and the really good programs usually do the most. As there's a pass to the inside.
Snatcher.
Ty Robinson went fishing for it.
Great off-ball cut, but got to catch that ball deep there.
Yeah, Fernandez was hoping to try to pick up the laundry there after that pass. Hit the stick of Robertson. The Southlake, little clearing attempt there. But again, going to be an offsides on the Dragons. And fans not liking that call by the officials, but all you really got to do is count to 3. And looked like they had too many people on the offensive end. And we got some of the fans here getting ready to tee off on the guys wearing black and white. But they've elected to remain quiet at the moment.
Yeah, they've been going with the urban camo look, not the traditional zebra.
That's very true. Just because they're wearing it doesn't mean I think they're going to be able to hide from any of these fans. As we get Fernandez back down to Robinson. He's got a sweeping cut up top. That developed as we get an alley dodge down the right side. Shot's going to go right past Mimoser, low and away. Jesuit's going to end up taking the lead 5-4 with Donnie Lambrick, the senior for the Rangers, capitalizing on that on-the-run shot.
Excellent patience on the offensive end, and then Jesuit continuing to take advantage of those bounce shots.
Yep, again, attacking the pipes. And again, get that momentum going downhill. Sweep to the opposite pipe. And that fundamental shot by Lambrick beats Mimoser low.
And Tilden with another big face-off win.
Yep, and here come the Rangers again on offense. After Tilden giving Shinoy the business right now at the middle of the field.
Giving him the biz.
Yep, as they say. Just over 6 minutes here in the third. Jesuit 5, Southlake 4. As we get Lambrick calling his own number again with the rock.
He's going to carry back into the single invert.
We got Rex Duggan covering Lambrick behind the cage. Pass over is going to be tipped off the stick of Schmidt.
I think he might have stepped into the crease there.
Yep. Can't be on or in that little circle. As we get Austin Baldwin with the lacrosse ball. And they are going to call a hold on Jesuit. And the Dragons are going to go to an extra man opportunity.
And the Dragons seem to be a fan of that call.
Yep. The Dragon faithful certainly appreciative of that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, the trips are always a tough one. Anything that inhibits your forward progress, most of the time kids are like, well, I didn't mean to. It's like, well, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
They're typically accidental.
Yep. Just because you didn't mean to spill the milk doesn't mean that the milk is out of the glass. So it's usually how that goes.
Are you a big milk and cookies guy?
Definitely. Absolutely.
You go in chocolate chip? I could see you kind of you're not a raisin guy, are you?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm not a communist. What is that?
I don't want to live in Rainbow.
Exactly, yes. I'm not doing that.
What about peanut butter? I like a good peanut butter cookie.
Peanut butter and chocolate. You know what my weakness is those little peanut butter and chocolate cups from Trader Joe's.
Oh, yeah.
Put them in the freezer. Lights out. Unbelievable. It's Quinn Tyler stepping in with shot overhand. Going to go just wide. Backed up by the Dragons. Yes, he can go.
Yep,
the penalty's released. So
do not pass go. Try again.
Back to even strength. Appreciate the enthusiasm from some of our new sideline reporters. Shot by Skeng is going to go high and wide. Backed up again by the Dragons.
That was a great read by Cameron.
As Caliglio is going to bring the ball back in play, back over to Moreno. He's going to elect to dodge from behind the cage on this one, I think.
Little action here.
Ooh. A little bit of help. Solid pick there. No interference call. Moreno sweeping up the hash. Goes wide. Backed up again by Southlake. And it looks like they're going to send Skanga back there to pick up the ball off the end line and initiate off the whistle.
And we have our first Tennessee volunteer off the board. Surprisingly, not Hooker, but Darnell Wright, the O tackle.
Yep, Skanga sweeping high shot. Still backed up by the Dragons.
Who gets drafted by the Bears.
Robert Bryant, the senior. As the shot clock's going to wind down, they're going to elect to forfeit the possession and give it back to the Rangers as the clock resets.
Got to be a little frustrated if you're Coach Frady on not capitalizing on that EMO opportunity.
Yep. Had some solid looks. Pass is going to go off the stick of Colin Schmidt, and it's going to go back to the Dragons. So again, some of the turnovers there, they're getting the opportunities to get the ball back on offense. Now it's just a matter of capitalizing and finding their own way here. As we get Skanga with the lacrosse ball. Moreno wide open. Going to elect to dodge it himself. Sweeping across the middle of the field. Solid lift right there. As the ball gets dislodged, but it's picked up by Caliglio.
Yeah, great job by the sophomore, Wiley Lent, staying disciplined on that dodge.
Skanga with the hitch. Back over to Moreno. It's going to tip his stick, but Quentin Tyler's going to be there to pick it up.
No, that's going to be clean.
That looked like a pretty clean hit to me as well, as Bouchard is trying to swing it over to Tyler again. He hockey picks it up to himself. As Caliglio is going to try to corral it as well, as the ball's starting to find the turf more than it is the stick at the moment.
An interesting move by Coach Saran, opting to use a long stick to shut off Skanga.
Declan Ray with the lacrosse ball. Inside roll is going to finish it. Nicely done by Declan Ray. Dropping the hips, little inside roll move there. As they found something from a view from behind the cage. And again, we got a tie game. So Southlake couldn't capitalize on the extra man opportunity, but they ended up capitalizing on that, again, turnover out of the clear. The attempted clear by the Rangers. Ball went out of bounds, and after a little bit of some sketchy stick work there. The Dragons are able to capitalize, and we got a tie game here. As we get Tilden again with another win.
I mean, I got to think he's above 75% in his face-off win percentage.
Yep. Clearly has shown the wins in the majority of the draws here tonight. As Charlie Schmidt is going to start to try to get things started as there's a step-in shot, and it's going to go past Mimoser. And Jesuit, just like that, takes another one-goal lead.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think there was some miscommunication. Defense seemed a little disorganized. Can't let Kissick step in there with that much time and his hands free, or he's going to make him pay like he just did.
Yep. Schmidt started to get the ball moving. Kissick had an opportunity coming out of the box. And as our good friend, Mr. Boyle would say in his broadcasts, lets the Dragon breathe on that one. Going right over the top. But there's a win by the Dragons off the face-off.
Pretty impressive truck stick there.
That was a solid step into that hit right there. Yep. And the Southlake sideline and bench fired up at the fact that they're going to keep the ball here on offense. With just over 2 minutes here in the third. Jesuit 6, Southlake 5. As Monero gets it down to Caliglio. And Bouchard continuing to survey and work with his teammate. As Caliglio's got the short stick matchup, looking to sweep across the top to his left. Pass down to the wing. Let's get a roll back here. And we got Sheehan sweeping to his right. Thought about pulling the trigger. Elects to show some patience.
And honestly, Sheehan's been the most impressive one out of the Southlake Dragons on realizing when to shoot that, when not to. He's very patient. Does a good job of just focusing on generating the slide and then moving it forward to his teammates.
Yep, Caliglio gets the lacrosse ball from Monero behind, skips it up top to Bouchard. Bouchard, opportunistic dodge with the left shot, and it's going to go in past the freshman in Cambert. Again, that's exactly what we were talking about there on offense. The patience, flipping the field, dodging in space, and Bouchard, the freshman,
utilizing as we can too.
Yep.
Very impressive by the freshman.
Ties it back up. And this is the excitement that we talked about. This is why we wanted to continue to call this game. We knew it was going to be a good one. And again, another scrum in the middle of the field, but picked up by the Rangers. As Tilden, again, doing a solid job. At least knowing that if he's not going to win the clamp, doing his best to muck it up there in the middle of the field.
Well, and that's where you're really seeing that benefit of using that double pull in the face-off with Freeman and Hamilton really disrupting. And with that long pull, you have more reach. So as guys are trying to get ground balls and you have those double pulls, you can apply a lot more pressure. And Jesuit is certainly benefiting from that tonight.
Yep. 20-second difference here between the shot clock and the game clock. 33 seconds left here in the third. As Donnie Lambert is waiting for the go-ahead on offense to initiate here, and he's going to, as he heads down to his right hand down the righty alley. Pass down to Fernandez. Going to find the stick behind the cage. Back to Fernandez. Little pick on the wing. He elects to go underneath. Sweeping across the top. Shot saved by Mimoser. And they're going to call him stepping in the crease, trying to finish that lacrosse ball. 6 seconds left here in the third. We got a launching clearing pass.
Just a bit outside.
Just over the head of Bouchard. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Teams are going to take a break. We're going to take a break. And we'll be right back with the start of the fourth here at Dallas Jesuit. And we're back here for the start of the fourth. Jesuit 6, Southlake 6. Again, a little bit more of a back and forth there in that third.
And we have the Green Bay Packers on the clock. Let's see if they're going to screw with Aaron Rodgers and draft a wide receiver.
Yep. The words of the crew chief in Talladega Nights. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. As we get Tilden and Shinoy digging it again for the faceoff to start this fourth quarter, this tie ball game here in Dallas Jesuit. And Shinoy,
big faceoff win by Shinoy.
solid backward win to himself. Tilden doing a solid job putting some pressure on him.
Oh,
But he gets the ball down to his teammate and Quinn Tyler.
great job tippy-toeing along that sideline, splitting that double.
And ball's going to end up in the stick of Jack Moreno. The Army commit's going to swing it over to the Utah commit, and Luke Skanga. He's going to take a look down the lefty alley, bouncing away. Tries to roll back, but the Jesuit defense swarms to the back of his head on the double team, but it's picked up by Tyler. Pass to the inside of Moreno, steps in, and the shot's deflected.
Excellent double team, though, by Luke Freeman and Matthew.
Yep, and here comes Julian Moreno, picking the ball up, bringing it back inbounds.
And one of the reasons why that was so effective is they picked a side. You know, Matthew's like, I got left, Freeman's got right, and they stayed on those sides and were disciplined. A lot of times where that becomes not very effective is they get impatient. Is that on the outside or inside?
Yep.
Oh, no, that's good.
A little bit of a discrepancy there, but it is. It's going to be a goal. Southlake's going to take a lead here, 7-6. Ball swung over after Monero quarterbacked it a little bit through X. And it looked like, I believe, it's either Skanga or Tyler there capitalizing on that goal.
Yeah, really sneaking that one in near side.
Couldn't really see it from up here.
Well, it's a little dark.
And it was actually going to be Monero capitalizing on the goal after we take a look at that replay here inside the booth. It's Quinn Tyler looking to press here, pass down to the pipe in transition, but he's walking right through the crease, and they're going to give it back to the Rangers.
And another big face-off win by Shinoy. I think he's made some adjustments and has won the first two face-offs of the fourth quarter.
Yep. It's been a solid display, too, by both defenses for both parties. As these scores are pretty low here. But again, the Rangers get their next opportunity to try to tie this game. As the ball's going to swing over to Ty Robinson. Back up top to Schmidt. Kissick looking to get the ball back. And it looks like he's going to swing it back over. As Fawcett is going to elect to dodge on the pole to start this offense. Little pick by Kissick. Pass to the wing. Shot's going to ring the top crossbar.
And I don't know if you saw that, Chris, but a little mumbo action there. Schmidt does an excellent job sealing to help get Martin open. Great off-ball play by Dallas Jesuit.
Yeah, looks like a play I used to draw up for the Crusaders out in Worcester, Mass. Sweeping across the top, make the defense a little bit vulnerable.
Recently getting on ESPN, Sports Center Top 10.
That is true. Shout out to Dean Donano and our boy Matt Major with the behind the back, after the behind the back pass for a goal. And we get Ty Robinson back with the lacrosse ball. Looking to help this Ranger offense tie this game back up. And he's going to sneak it past the Moser.
Nice.
And we got another tie here with just over 9 minutes left in the fourth.
Great job by Ty Robinson driving up the hash to increase his angle and putting that in the back of the net.
Both of these goals just absolutely throwing me off.
Yeah. Speaking of throwing people off, pick is in. Green Bay Packers refusing to draft an offensive personnel, and they go with Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa, the edge.
Well, there you go. There you have it. Again, like we did mention, Coach Jernigan doing a solid job with the draft updates.
And Coach Saran does not like that one.
Coach Saran certainly was looking for that call. As the ball is going to end up back into the Rangers' sticks here. Again, Southlake faithful not wanting that call. But again, another opportunity here for the Rangers here in their home stadium to take another lead. As it's been a pretty back and forth game here in the second half. It's been an up the hash look. Shot's going to go high. Maybe needed 2 or 3 more steps on that look.
Well, why that wasn't effective is as he was coming up the hashes, he dropped his hands. That increased the margin of error and decreased his shooting angle, and that's why you saw it go wide.
Yeah, reach from your shoulder. At least that's what I used to tell the guys. Reach from your shoulder. The defender's going to put a stick straight up. If you shoot it overhand, you're going to hit a stick. If you drop your hands, you lose your angle. If you shoot it from your shoulder, it's usually around and in line with that pipe. Take two or three more steps. 7-7 is a shot by Kissik's going to ring the post, and it's going to be backed up by the Dragons.
No, that was Moser. He was ready for that bouncer that time.
Yep.
Did a nice job making that stop.
Going off his body. Excuse me. Thank you. My eagle-eyed partner here tonight.
I don't know about an eagle. I consider myself more of a tuna. 800-pound tuna coming up against me and 20, 30 of my friends. You lose that battle. You lose that battle 9 out of 10 times.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go?
Nope.
Nope. It did not. Again, solid. We got a solid little Rolodex, I think, of film references between the other guys.
Well, the common denominator is Will Ferrell.
That's very true. We're very, very Ferrell heavy.
I think he might be actually joining us in the box Mother's Day weekend for the state championship game.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Get a call in a favor.
Yeah, okay. All right, that actually would be pretty solid. Maybe he can do his Harry Carey impression. That would be epic. As we have Southlake with the lacrosse ball here. Tie game again. As the ball's going to swing up top. And back over. Quinn Tyler with the lacrosse ball now. Electing a Judge trying to fight underneath. Double comes. Jesuit gets the ball on the deck and picks it up. Solid go again by Wiley Lent.
Yeah, he does an excellent job timing up that slide. Unfortunately, a little short on that redirect.
Yeah. A little bit of a struggle here tonight in the clear. Caliglio is going to get the ball down to Bouchard. Back over to Caliglio. And it looks like Monero is going to try to conduct the offense here and take it himself down the righty alley. Shot, low angle, saved. Rebound's going to be picked up by Quinn Tyler, moving it off the deck. Skanga splitting the impromptu double there off the ground ball. And he's going to slow this offense down as Coach Anderson, offensive coordinator for the Dragons, trying to coach them through slowing this down as the clock did reset off that ground ball.
Certainly going to play in Southlake's favor after 2 resets.
Pass to the inside. I don't think Quinn Tyler realized how open he was on that one. Scrum in the middle of the field. There's going to be a play on, but it's off. As the Rangers get possession off that ground ball in the low corner. Bouncing pass in the middle of the field. Picked up again by the Dragons. Looks like a small-sided transitional opportunity here. Skang is going to look to press. Over to Monero, stepping in. Hammers it just over the cage.
And, Chris, that was a very impressive ground ball by Doby, scooping it up and then kicking it up the field.
Yep. And it looks like, again, Jesuit is going to call a timeout. Try to talk some things over here. They're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout. And we'll be back here in a couple seconds. And we're back here at Dallas Jesuit. We still have both teams locked in at 7 apiece. Just over 5 minutes left here in regulation. We were a little bit delayed before the start. We got a little bit of a debate going on in here. We think this game's going to overtime. Some people on the other side of this booth do not think it's going to go to overtime.
Yeah. Cookie does not believe it's going to overtime.
Cookie does not want this game to go to overtime. Sweeping shot, stings the top right corner. And there it is. And I'm not sure if anybody knew that, but I don't think the clock was running on that. But Southlake takes an 8-7 lead here as we get a solid lefty step down by Christian Caliglia.
I don't know if you give credit to Christian on that beautiful hitch and coming across the top, or you give credit to Cookie on just manifesting and trying to will his way of this game not going into OT.
There's going to be a violation there by Tilden. First violation all night.
Shinoy's really cranked it up this fourth quarter of the faceoffs. He's really turned around his whole performance tonight.
Absolutely. The Vermont commit showing exactly how much of a competitive edge he has, that's for sure. But we still can't discredit Cooper Tilden, the effort that he's certainly displayed here tonight in the middle of the field. As that ball swings back to the stick of Sam Sheehan. Junior looking to initiate here. Start this extra offensive possession for the Dragons. He's going to pass it down towards Monero, excuse me. Looking at quarterback.
Looks like they're setting up the big little action from behind.
Yep. Jesuit defense stepping off, allowing their defender to get through the pick. Pass to the inside. Bouchaw has it. As we get a few texts from our good friend and the ESD staff, must be watching this game, Coach Kutzer, laughing at your manifest word.
Big manifest guy.
Shout out to Coach Kutzer. We'll see you tomorrow night, my friend.
Oh, send in the double team.
Pass to the inside. Quinn Tyler, bouncer right around the freshman. And they take a 2-goal lead. Cookie, I'm standing here corrected, man. 9-7. Southlake over Jesuit now, with just under 4 minutes left here in the fourth.
Yeah, Southlake showcasing some incredible patience on the offensive end here in the fourth quarter.
As we get Jesuit, let's see if they can respond here. And like we mentioned before, Cooper Tilden doing a solid job of the X. A little counter move on Shinoy. Parents wanted a flop. They're not going to get it.
Yeah, I definitely think that was an intentional dive, and the officiating crew saw that a mile away.
Yep, and Coach Frady is going to take a quick timeout to talk things over. The clock, for some reason, is still running, so they're going to have to get that one adjusted. Our clock manager in the stands for the Southlake faithful hasn't noticed yet, but we'll see if he does. And Dalton, I mean, kind of eating our words right now.
On the no, I wasn't disagreeing about going on the OT. That was all you.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't have an opinion on the matter.
It's the editorial hour.
Okay.
You know, so that's what I would say. But if you're Coach Frady coming out of this timeout, you finally got a 2-goal lead. I believe it's their first 2-goal lead of the evening. What are we talking about here? What is Coach Anderson drawing up for him, you think?
You certainly want to utilize and eat some clock. So they got about 76 seconds left in the shot clock. So either get a couple dummy dodges to kill that, maybe pull it out and extend. We saw Jesuit looked like they threw an early double team, under 4. Maybe Jesuit tries to throw a double team to get the ball back. Could be a little risky. They still have a little bit of time. They've had success on their offensive end. So if I'm Coach Anderson, Coach Frady, definitely want to eat some clock and then just continue to get a dodge, flip the field, redodge, Maybe a little bit more off-ball action like you had. Quinn Tyler found that kind of soft spot in the middle of the defense. Maybe look to feed in the crease.
Yep. Solid look there on the inside to get that last finish. And Southlake, again, coming into their own there, showing that patience that we've seen before. The last time we called one of these games for them.
It looks like Sheehan's going to take his time carrying back behind X into the single invert. He's going to eat away at this clock.
He's looking to the sidelines, waiting for the go-ahead. Plenty of time on the shot clock still. He's going to take it to another side of the low corner.
Probably go back even to the other side. He's got some time.
Yep. Call that a slow play. And I think you're right, my friend. There he goes again. Roll back, looking to survey. Not a whole lot of movement on the Southlake offense, but again, just waiting for the go-ahead here.
He's probably going to carry this down until 20 seconds of the shot clock before they initiate the offense.
And right you are, my friend. As the ball swings up, Quinn Tyler with it. Looking to make something happen. Heavy check by the Jesuit defense. Tyler's going to fall down to the ground. Ball's going to bounce. Caliglio's going to pick it up, and they got a flag down, so they're going to get an extra possession here. And let's see if they look to press.
That's going to be a shot clock violation.
But that's going to do it for the shot clock. And the Dragons are going to go on the extra man here. So let's see if they can capitalize.
That's going to be a huge advantage for Jesuit. They're going to get another 80 seconds that they can kill time. Almost inside 2 minutes.
And are we, if we're the Southlake coaching staff, are we going to try to get an extra one here and take it to a 3-goal lead potentially, or are we going to sit on it again?
I think the man advantage, they're probably going to push to try and get another goal, take it to a 3-goal lead, give themselves a little bit more cushion.
Yep. As we have Skanga with the rock down in the corner.
Now they might take their time and let Jesuit press out where they could really utilize that to their advantage because Jesuit's already man down.
Yep, 6-on-5 opportunity. And they are going to elect to press here. As Monero thought about knifing towards the middle of the field, elects to pull it out, swings it back over to Tyler. Tyler back down to Caliglio. And Bouchard looking to go help him there, but looks like Caliglio doesn't need it.
And you get open up top, backside.
Just over a minute 30 here left in the fourth. Southlake 9, Jesuit 7.
Now they're sending a double team.
Game has changed leads at least 4 times from what I can count. Shot's going to be saved by Barr. Fight for it in the middle of the field. Still going to be picked up by the Rangers. And a solid attempt there on the ride.
Oh,
Skanga's errant stick check's going to hit the face.
And there's 2 flags there. I wonder if there might have been 2 penalties or that was just kind of a delayed on the second flag.
Ball's going to go out of bounds. And we had a clearing attempt there by Max Fernandez. Again, that defensive midfielder showcasing the speed, running past the riding attack unit for the Dragons. And looked like Skanga had one get away from him there as we got a slash to the face. And the Rangers are going to have a minute opportunity here to score. And see if they can get it within 1 here late in the fourth.
Yeah, good rule of thumb, ride and keep 2 hands on your stick. That 1-hand wrap check. It's kind of a home run check. You're either going to hit it or going to go into the sin bin.
Yep, exactly. Exactly right. A little wheel action. Pass back down. Pass to the inside. Shot saved by Mermoser. Rebound's going to be picked up by the Dragons.
Kick save and a beaut.
And ridden back by the Rangers. Quick pass to the inside to the middle. Schmidt looked to at least pass it one more time to Fernandez, but it went at the feet.
Got to just shoot that one.
Yep.
Couldn't get his hands free.
Thought about being unselfish, but it ended up going at the feet of a teammate. And the Dragons are going to get the ball back. And it looks like Coach Saran is going to call a timeout here.
Look for them to come out in the 10-man ride.
Absolutely. See if they can pull it out. But again, certainly you got to give credit, though, to both of these defenses, especially watching Jesuit doing a really good job defensively in that two-man action. Those guys stepping away, letting those guys get under or over picks. So you can't really discredit both of these defenses tonight.
Yeah, both defenses have done an excellent job in just being very disciplined and fundamental on their approaches. You have Billy Robinson, Luke Freeman, and then the real surprise tonight was Wiley Lent stepping in for Jackson Fagan, who got injured earlier in the game. Has done a very nice job, the sophomore. And then on the defensive end for Southlake, led by Doby, who the last game we called did an excellent job on shutting down the Virginia commit for ESD, Sean Brown.
Yep. Very, very solid defensive display here. Got to give a shout out again to Coach Frady and the effort that the Southlake defense has put in tonight. And as soon as their offense started clicking here, allowed them to get their first 2-goal lead of the night, as there's just over 40 seconds here left in the fourth quarter. And there it is, my friend, the 10-man ride that you did mention coming out of that timeout. The goal is wide open. And Southlake still going to try to bust this 10-man. And they do.
Excellent job by Doby.
Yeah.
Just kicking it in the second gear, legging it up there, utilizing the face dodge to protect the ball.
20 seconds left here. Jesuit starting to double the ball. Caliglio thought about shooting it. Swings it back over to Doby. Doby back over to Quinn Tyler. 7 seconds left here. Jesuit final attempt here to try to double the ball. Quinn Tyler legging it out, and that's going to do it here. Southlake exchanging leads with Jesuit. Back and forth all night. Comes up with two solid late goals there in the fourth. And they take it home 9-7 over Jesuit here on their home turf.
And I believe that is the first time in Southlake lacrosse history that they have come out on top versus Dallas Jesuit.
Yep. Well, we're going to be right back here after a quick break. We'll give you a quick game recap right after this. And we're back here at Jesuit Stadium. Dalton avoiding bonus lacrosse. Southlake showing up here late, 9-7.
Yeah.
Talk us through it.
Well, you know, the beginning of the game, Southlake seemed a little uneasy. I think they understood the importance of the game. Maybe were gripping their stick. They were forcing it too much. Second half, they really got into the groove offensively, especially in the fourth quarter when they went on that run. They started to really kind of dodge. They increased their patience offensively, worked to attack the backside. But a lot of it all started with Shenoy. Shenoy really stepped up. He was struggling most of the game. But in that fourth quarter, he really dominated the face-off X.
Yep, and you got to give credit where credit's due. Cooper Tilden, really solid job in the middle of the field. Jesuit did a pretty decent job on defense, too. It looked like they lost Cooper Coleman there after that first quarter. So maybe that makes a little bit of a difference. But again, you got to give credit again to Coach Saran, the effort they put in.
Yeah, and credit to Cameron Beard, who stepped up as a freshman, had an excellent game. Holding a team under 10 is always going to be a pretty big win for the goalie.
Yep. Well, that's going to do it here for us. After game 1 of 2 games, we'll be back tomorrow night calling Highland Park and ESD at Highland Park. We'll see you tomorrow here on Game On Sports Network.
So long, Dallas.
Stay classy.